we need to give it a little more.
Okay.
So how does that sound? Does it sound okay? Do you feel like you hear anything on the left side?
I can't tell.
Okay, so let's just pop this off for a second. All right, how about now? Can you hear anything?
All I hear is beeping.
And is it comfortable? Is it too loud? Where is it?
It's like between these two.
Okay, let's leave it there. Okay. So can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's so important to take this one off. Because when you have both of them on, this ear is going to take over. It's like the stronger muscle.
Yeah.
Like your twin sister.
Yeah.
So if you went to the gym and only worked out your right arm and never worked out that left arm, this arm would be super strong, and that's basically what we got going on. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, as much as you possibly can, I need you to take this one off, but not at school. I want you to get through school and do all the things you need to do for school.
Yeah.
But then when you're at home, try to just wear this one as much as you can. And then your brain has to do all the work.
Okay.
So the more you wear it, the more your brain can figure out that the beeping actually means that I'm saying, hi, I love you, or whatever, okay?
Yeah.
Or vacuum.
Yeah.
So right now, sound is just a beep to her.
Yep.
And then eventually she'll start hearing different things.
Yep. Yep. And there's no there's no perfect time frame that I can tell you. But what I can tell you for sure, like I've already said, and I'm like a broken record. If you wear it as much as possible and take off this one as much as possible, it will happen faster.
Okay.
So some kids that have had this long of a break on that ear, they have, within a couple of months have felt like they're getting some good sound, and they can tell like shoe versus moo or something like that. But other kids have also been able to say like, well, I hear ooh versus strawberry. Like they can tell the patterns.
Yeah.
So the first thing that we will be able to do is patterns. So if we do ah versus hop, 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 that's the first thing that you'll be able to do. And then it just gets more complicated as your brain kind of interprets all of this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it's great. This timing is good, like we talked about before, because you have all summer to kind of like practice and do all those things. So if we want to set up, you can either do it virtually or you can come into the building here and meet with our speech language pathologist that basically trains you how to do all this and helps you to kind of go through those steps. Then we can do that. So however you guys want to do it virtually.
We can do it in person first.
Like maybe do the first few
in person and
then go virtually
perfect.
after that.
Perfect. So we will help get that set up. I think that will be super helpful. Just because it's hard to know, like, when you did this the last time, you were like this tall, right? So
I don't remember anything.
A whole different, you don't remember it. And it was different because you didn't have language. You couldn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
And we were just like trusting me to program it right and telling your parents to just keep putting it on her. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole different, like, story of doing. It's kind of fun for me because I remember those moments when you were this tall and doing this the first time, and now it's like a whole different story. So it's kind of fun for me.
I remember the day we turned it on, and we were in it wasn't this facility.
It was over the other building. Yep.
And I remember she cried
yes.
that day when she turned.
I remember too. I remember all of those things, but it's pretty normal.
Really?
They because they don't know. They don't really have any access to sound. So when we give it to them, they're kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
And so I always tell parents they will do one of three things. They will cry, which is most of the time. They will do absolutely nothing, which is super deflating. You're like, come on. Like you just want it, especially as a parent who has like made this big choice and you put them under surgery and you're like, come on, just work. And then, or they like turn their head and like, what is that? Yeah. That happens like hardly ever. But those are all the ones you see on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I think we forgot like the sound of the car and the car door slamming, the horns or other things. So for somebody that just got a new ear and then all these other things,
Yeah. And so that's kind of what this is like. Is literally you're going to be like, oh, that's what a knock sounds like?
Yeah.
And even though your brain knows it from this side is all by itself. It's starting over. It doesn't get to use this information. Now, the fact that your brain has already figured all this out over here helps you a lot.
Yeah.
But we still need this ear to kind of relearn itself what's going on over there.
So is it a wives' tale, or is it true that her right ear is on her left brain and her
there's a lot of pathways, yes, that are crossing over as in the hearing and where things cross over in the brain. So yes, that is true. But the ear itself, like since each cochlea has its own electrode, so that's why it doesn't work. Like there's two things. One is that we tell the processor itself that this is a left ear, and it can read the inside. So when it connects to her head, the inside piece in there has a serial number, and it's called implant ID, and it tells that one, like, this is the correct ear. So if she puts the right on the left and the left on the right, they're just going to not work, and then she just has to swap them.
Do they have little, like, stickers that they
I
put
do
on?
have stickers I can give you. Yes,
Yeah.
that is helpful.
Yeah.
So yes, I will definitely do that for you. Okay, let's pop this one off for just a second and see if we're still in this 6th level. All right, and then I'm just going to keep talking, blah, 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 blah. How does this sound? Pretty comfortable? Okay, awesome.
Good.
That's really good. So, measured 65.
So right now it's all like mumble-ish. Right here.
Yep.
What do you hear?
Mom.
Well, if she
I
sees
just
your
want
lips.
I know, but I want her to hear mom.
Right. Oh.
Since
Just beeping.
Yep.
Okay.
Just beeping
Yeah.
stuff.
So, if I do listen, versus hop, 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 hop. Does it sound different?
It's like pop, 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 pop.
Different?
No, it's just pop, pop, pop.
Okay. So even if I do do you hear beeping? So put this one back on.
It's still beeping.
Yeah. Totally normal.
She was doing
Versus pop, 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 pop. Does it sound the same when we do
No,
that?
it sounds a little different.
Okay, good. That's step number 1. All right, so now I am going to get the other one out and I'm going to program it for your other ear. I want you to think of any questions that you might have. You don't have to have any if you don't have any. And the good thing is that programming this for the other ear is super simple. Like, I don't have to do any magical, we don't have to measure all these things. We just did that, so I just need to swap it over there and it'll be ready to go. Okay?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So like when she goes to school and she's going to be hooked up to their FM.
Yep.
She has both of them on.
Yep.
Will she still be hearing sound from both, or how will that
She
work?
will. So I probably would.
Oh, wait.
It's okay. The
Well,
one with
because at school the FM goes directly to my ear, so will I be hearing the beeping?
So I'm not gonna have them do FM yet until you are actually hearing words. So you
Okay.
probably won't do FM until next school year.
Like, when am I gonna get my new processor for this year?
Right now, today.
Oh, okay.
So like this week, would she just wear this one when she's at school?
Nope. I want her to wear both of them. It's just that the Roger will only be going, like, I don't know if they're gonna, there's a lot of, I have to reach out to the school and say, like, are you gonna put it on her for 2 weeks? Because what they have to do is just install it. It's not hard. They go to them, they put it on this little round thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they
She
install it.
already talked to me about it. He said that he already has it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they'll probably only do it on her right ear
That's what they said. Yeah.
for the rest of the school year.
Yeah.
Then when she comes back in the fall, they're gonna do both.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
she'll have
we'll
FM in
see.
both ears.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. But we're
But not
also,
this school year.
Not this
Yeah,
Just
we're
'cause
trying.
it doesn't
We're gonna
make
see
anything.
if like I want to do both or just one, so I can hear the other people in the other class.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh, that's
and-
an interesting thing.
That's why I don't know if I wear that one, like my new one, will it like interfere with this one when I do like the FM?
not really, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So that's an interesting fact, is that if you, like next school year, if she only hooks up one,
And
Mhm.
she can still stay in
so
the
she can
conversation.
still hear from the other side in case things are going on in the
Yes.
right?
I mean
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to see what it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
you should try it both ways, I
Mhm.
think, because it is meant to, I mean, high school is a little different, obviously, right, than elementary school, in many ways, but sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad too. Like, you would think that, like, sometimes an elementary classroom can get super loud just because you have little kids that are not listening. But then a high school classroom can be super loud too, just because there's a lot of interaction and they're doing all these group things. And
there's always groups.
So it's kind of, you just gotta try it and try it with both ways. Try it with both. Try it with just right. Try it with just left. Probably just left is never going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
Because it's just been so many years. But with FM anyway. But, you know, we can try it and see what you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what next year brings.
Yes. It's in next year. You're going to be in what grade?
I'm going to be a junior.
Junior. Okay. See, before you know.
Vroom.
I know.
I remember when my eldest son was getting on the school bus, she said, take lots of pictures because in 13 years he won't be on the bus. And it wasn't even 13, it was like 10. He was riding with other people.
Right? It goes by fast. And I remember my parents always saying that, like, oh, the years go by so fast. I'm like, no, they don't. What are you talking about, you know? But they do.
My mom used to say, just when you're a teenager, be a teenager. Don't grow up because you'll look back and wish you didn't wish it away.
Right.
But it's hard because 16 is a fun age.
Oh.
Yeah, I love being 16.
Of course.
18, not so much fun. You think it is. But...
I know. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put this on here. Okay.